All right, what's up everybody? This is Danny Mathematics. I'm here with another example to explore. And today, guys, we're gonna go over example 5 of how to find out the value of x in rational equations, okay? Example 5 of how to solve for x when we're dealing with rational equations. And in this particular example, guys, we have the rational equation of x squared minus 4x all over x minus 2 equals 14 minus 9x all over x minus 2, okay? Now, remember, guys, whenever we are dealing with fractions, when we're adding or subtracting fractions, right, they have to have the same denominator, right? Even though we're not adding necessarily, we're just making this be equal, they have to have the same denominator, and they do have the same denominator, which is x minus 2. So let's go ahead and put that. So the least common denominator, or the LCD, is x minus 2. So let me go ahead and put that. All right, x minus 2. Now, because this is the LCD, or the least common denominator, x minus 2, what we're going to have to do is, guys, we're going to have to multiply both sides by the LCD. So let's go ahead and start that process. So once again, I have x, parentheses, x minus 2, times all of this that we see, which is x squared minus 4x, minus 4x, all over x minus 2. All right, all over x minus 2 equals the same thing on the other side, guys. I'm going to multiply this expression by the LCD. So it's going to be x minus 2, parentheses x minus 2, times this expression, which is 14 minus 9x all over x minus 2. Okay? Now, what we can do now, guys, we can start to simplify, all right? Because we essentially have x minus 2 divided by x minus 2, right? On both sides. So because we have that, these two parts can actually cancel out, right, as one. So they can actually just cancel out. So we're going to cancel those two parts out, guys, and now all we will have is x squared minus 4x okay, equals 14 minus 9x. Okay. Now, my next objective, guys, is to move everything on one side. I'm going to move everything on one side, and I'm going to combine like terms, okay? So, I want to move 14 minus 9x to this side, right? So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do the inverse of 14, or positive 14, which is negative 14. So I'm going to subtract both sides by negative 14. Okay, that's going to cancel out. And then I have a negative 9x. In order for me to move it to this side, I have to do the inverse, which is the opposite of negative 9x, which is positive 9x, or plus 9x. So that's going to cancel out, and I'm going to add this to the negative 4x. Okay, so now, guys, on this side, I'm going to have x squared. Negative 4x plus 9x is a positive 5x, so that's going to be plus 5x. Oops, I'm sorry. Make 5 be black. Plus 5x. okay? Minus that 14, that constant of 14, so minus 14. okay, equals 0. All of this is going to equal 0 now. So guys, there's two ways where we can actually find the value of x. Either we can actually factor out, or we can use the quadratic formula, okay? Either we can factor out, or we can use the quadratic formula, all right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and factor, guys, because that's a quicker way, okay? Now, factoring is based on whenever the coefficient of x squared is 1, the factoring is based on the coefficient of x to the first power and the constant, right? So we're trying to find out, guys, what two numbers added together equals 5, but multiplied together equals negative 14, all right? The two numbers that I'm thinking about is positive 7 and negative 2. 7 minus 2 equals 5, and then 7 times negative 2 equals negative 14, right? So those are gonna be the two numbers. So I'm gonna have x plus 7, parentheses x plus 7 times parentheses x minus 2. Okay? Because once again, 7 plus negative 2 or 7 minus 2 equals 5, and 7 times negative 2 equals 14, right? So in order for me to get the zeros, guys, I have to realize x has to be negative 7 to be 0, to make this be 0, because negative 7 plus 7 equals 0. So this is telling me that x equals negative 7. X equals negative 7. And over here, guys, to make this equal 0, x has to be positive 2, because 2 minus 2 equals 0. So x equals a positive 2. Okay? So we have successfully found out the two specific values that x could be in order to make this whole rational equation true, which is x is negative 7, and we plugged in negative 7 on this side, it will equal this side, and then if we plugged in 2 as x, both sides will also equal as well. So we have successfully solved for x. Thank y'all for tuning in, guys. I will also be uploading example 6 later today. Thank you for tuning in.